I still haven't figured out how to start these. Hi, people. This is Vampire. Son of a bitch, I didn't change the metadata. God damn it.
Nailed it.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
This isn't Paper Mario.
Well, sorry, it's not Paper Mario.
Somebody want to handle that for me real fast?
This is Rise of the Free State's Vampire the Masquerade right now.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't changed from last time.
All right. I am preemptively failing in the proper direction. Let's consider that improvement. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are noticing our current lineup, one of these things is not like the other. Our dear...
Crossonics?
I'm sorry?
Is it the Crossonics?
No, the Crossonics is the same. However, we are missing our dear Carlo Martino, who's currently in the middle
of our plot.
What now? Yeah, currently in the middle of a critically important plot arc. So, I usually have this thing where I refuse to kill people. Hey, Access, how's it going? I don't want to kill people's characters when they're not here. But Adam has actively put himself in this situation.
And then not shown up. How could he? How dare he be at work?
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I want Carlo to survive, all right? We're running out of meme characters. But, you know, I'm also the kind of ST where the dice fall where they may, and he did a boner move. Thanks for subscribing, Kyle.
I mean, someone gifted it, so I'm just keeping it going.
Thank you for continuing your gift. Who wants to summarize the absolute trash fire that was previously on Rise of the Free States?
I volunteer Xavier.
Okay.
I already volunteered you.
I'll go ahead and volunteer myself and say that
Thank you,
Carlo
George.
Martino, having realized that his whole family's been screwing him this whole time, they trained him wrong as a joke, and has decided to take the reins of his unlife back into his own hands by diablerizing everybody involved with his own setup for failure. And being the entrepreneurial vampires we are, well decided we could probably take advantage of this somehow. So I offered to help Carlo Martino set himself up in the Giovanni family head at some point, hopefully in the relatively near future, in exchange for necromantic secrets.
How you doing, Daestra?
And I believe everybody else is doing this out of the kindness of their hearts. And last we left off,
really?
he was
You guys didn't call any boons from Adam? I mean, I don't blame you. It's Adam, but that just ain't how Vampire Society play, my bros.
And part of my plan to set up Carlo as part of the head of the family isn't to try to hit the family members, but to try to hit the ghost. And so we offered the ghost that if they were willing to help us, well, we would help them actively seek out their desires and wants and their reasons for remaining in the world of the living as compared to moving on, and that we would free them and work with them cooperatively as compared to enslaving them like the Giovanni do. And so Carlo Martino was in the process of trying to procure an item to get one of the ghosts to trust us, which would hopefully lead to more ghosts trusting us. And then he diablerized said person and called a bunch of zombies to his location, of which I believe currently Klaus is hiding obfuscated while the rest of us are trying to get to him on time while Klaus's voice is in my head.
And that is the only acceptable form of dabbing I will allow.
Werewolf is dope as hell, Access. Kyle hasn't gotten to play it either, and I really want to run it so that he gets to play because it's great. How's it going, Yorkie Blackgutter? How you doing?
The ghost did laugh in Carlo's face, Access, and I may have to pretend I'm Giovanni Blackgutter at this point if Adam doesn't make it. But I haven't invested too much time and effort into this to let this fail.
Blair knows. How you doing? Okay, let's just fucking dive into the shit. So everybody give me another initiative roll.
I don't wanna.
Thank you.
I mean, you don't have to. I won't make you. Kind of surprised that Byrick Ash is assaulting a fucking mansion to save Carlo.
Oh, I mean, he was fine with assaulting the mansion. He just doesn't know we're saving Carlo.
It's been, what, a good decade since the last time he murdered a whole mansion?
Yeah.
These things happen.
He's been busy. I got a 13.
13 for Mark Zantz.
I got a 16.
My apologies, Valernos. I remember reading your state's currently on fire because somebody threw a gender reveal party.
What was that,
I got it.
7,000 acres on fire?
Yep.
How do you do the initiative?
Roll a d10 and add your dex and wits.
And celerity if you got it.
Oh, yes. Celerity.
I'm not that cool.
And
15.
15 for Klaus. Has Byrick decided to care?
I mean, I've gone in already.
Yeah, what's your initiative?
I got 11.
Which one?
An 11.
Okay. Byrick's dead last, really? Okay.
Oh, you rolled a 1.
Alright. After your celerity action, Jabril, you find yourself... you made it to the kitchen. I don't think Carlo actually closed the door behind him, so we'll just say that the vault door leading down to the basement was still open. You find yourself in the musty sort of library/work room of the Giovanni, with these large slabs and work tables stretched out, and in the back of the room a staircase leads down to where an echoing chorus of, shall we say, aggressive moaning is currently effluviating from the depths.
AKA the best kind of moaning.
I was gonna say, this isn't downtown LA. This isn't where the porn's being filmed.
Jackie Chan?
Aggressive moaning isn't normal here.
What do you do, Jabril?
Get the dude I just stabbed. Grab his gun. And this is going to be my weapon and armor.
The gun is also your armor?
No, the body.
The body.
So, do you, like, punch a hole through his midsection for the head and just wear him as a poncho, or is it like a tie him around your waist sort of deal?
No, I'm going to hold him in front of me while I descend.
Yeah,
you gonna be like-
that's the Zomboys of Valernos, although there's probably some shrieking underneath it.
Are you gonna be like Adam Smith in his journals? Or John Smith was the one where he was like, at one point I picked up a small Native American fellow and used him as a buckler.
How small was this fellow to be used as a buckler? Not even a full shield, a buckler.
I'm pretty sure Mr. John Smith was exaggerating a little bit.
Oh, John Smith was 100. Like, I think people have found out that John Smith never actually went to Americas during the colonial era.
Really? Then how did Pocahontas get back to England and die from England germs?
The other John.
There's a lot of John Smiths. Yeah, but the historical one you're speaking of, I had to read some of his journals for American literature. And it's like, wow. You were trying really hard to make yourself sound cool. And 200, 300 years later, you kind of sound like an asshole.
I haven't played through Redemption in so long. I've been meaning to play through Bloodlines yet again. Okay. So, you got the... So, again, one more time, how exactly have you fashioned this man as armor?
I mean, he's going to be in front of me.
So, shield rather than armor.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Alright, and as you come... what's your strength right now?
My strength right now is 5.
You have 5 strength?
Effectively, yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm willing to say that you could like put your shoulder in leverage, holding up about 200 pounds of dead weight that way. So you come to this room that I previously described. What do you want to do?
Well, it depends on how many immediate threats I see.
Currently 0, but there's a hell of a party going on down that staircase.
And that's where I'm going.
Okay.
House of the Dead style.
You descend the stairs, and there is what appears to be a shuffling tide of rotting, stinking zombies receding in the same direction down the hallway.
Well, House of the Dead time. Black.
All right.
Which House of the Dead, though?
The one where hopefully a second player co-op comes in.
Which one was the crazy one for? Was that one for the Wii?
There's been a few crazy ones now.
Okay, so number 1, give me the shot. Number 2, you spending any blood on celerity?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, how many blood points are you spending?
I will spend 2.
Okay, so you've got 2 celerity actions at the end of the round. Go ahead and take your first shot. I've never tried modding Redemption. That actually, you know what? I wouldn't mind, because I've played through the vanilla game twice already, and it's not like Bloodlines where there's a lot of like replay value, unfortunately. So maybe I'll give it a shot. Have you played Bloodlines yet, Kyle?
Yeah.
How far?
I
did you
haven't played all the way through. I'm probably only like a quarter in.
get? Which part?
Pretty.
Okay, listen to me. Bloodlines is so legendary. You just have to mention what part you're in, and everyone here will immediately know what you're talking about.
I need to go through the sewers to some person's house
He's at the sewer level.
to make this one bitch not hate the Nosferatu.
Oh yeah, you're headed towards Andre right now, I think.
The
Yeah.
giant.
Good fucking luck with that. What clan are you playing?
Think I'm. Want to say Toreador? The wants to fuck everything one.
Bold choice.
I mean, Nosferatu might want to fuck everything, but they're not gonna.
Definitely not.
Hey man, apparently people are prostituting shaved orangutans. It's somebody's thing. Also, I've got Capri Sun. You jealous? Yes, you are. Capri Sun's fucking good, and if you haven't had it since you were a kid.
Headshots are Div 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so of course.
Four
I have
successes?
beer.
Yeah, just give me the damage roll. They're not gonna bother dodging or anything.
Alright.
They're not 28 days later zombies.
What gun did this man have?
What is a house gun? Probably a light revolver.
Okay. 4 damage. Right?
Where are the disciplines? This is why I hate using a PDF. I have my book behind me, but I'm too lazy to grab it. Alright, oh, they're there. Got it. I'll just make up his stats until I can pull up the ones I need. Alright, you blow off a chunk of his face. Goes scattering, painting these,
Well, I was asking how much damage is a revolver.
how much?
I know.
I think it's for you.
Oh, okay. So. Then how much damage additional for your headshot?
Yeah, headshot doesn't do additional damage. I don't believe.
I think bullets would beg to differ.
Well, because it's already lethal on most things that you're shooting.
Yeah, mostly. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. This zombie's head ruptures like a grape. It paints the rust-colored stone walls of these catacombs. And the flickering torchlight, you can see a group of them stop, let's say 6 of them as they slowly turn and begin shuffling in your direction.
Ooh.
I feel like such a Luddite, but I can't help agreeing with you, Access. Like, I want to embrace technology and embrace modernity and all these things, and I don't know. Like I said, I feel better having the physical tactile versions.
That new card smell, though.
Oh, hell yeah! That shit's better than crack. I would even put new card smell over new book smell, although it is close.
I was gonna say that's a scent they need to start selling at the car washes. New card smell instead of new car smell.
Yeah.
It's like,
New car smell kind of makes me feel sick.
my car smells like a freshly opened pack of Magic the Gathering.
Gross.
All the nerd girls roll in.
Try
Steven,
not to
what'd you
get
say?
too moist, boys.
All right, I believe next up was Klaus with a 15.
Fuck.
You're on the other side of the door.
So, I am in a room that
You are
I
in a
imagine is
very
now.
small room, currently hiding
Yeah.
behind a workbench with Carlo's dead cousin splayed across it. Carlo, you see wrestling with a woman in the corner as her struggling begins to ebb away and eventually cease. The woman's body crumbles into ash, and then all of a sudden you see Carlo go rigid and fall to the ground unconscious.
Is there still a massive swarm of zombies coming at him?
Yes, absolutely. And they're still
He's
currently
hurting.
trying to rip the door off the hinges.
He's having
I
the
thought they
band.
ripped it off the hinges in the last one.
Oh yeah, they did rip it off the hinges. Thank you for reminding me, Kyle. I was gonna give
You're
you
welcome.
guys
That's
another
why I'm
dice
under
roll,
the
but,
table. No, that's why I'm under the table.
Von Morrison, how you doing? Yeah, that fucker has torn free.
Are they in the room? Are they still out of the room?
They're still out of the room. The door has just separated from its hinges, so they're gonna have to start shuffling in.
I'm sure there's some time to grab that body and hide it. I was gonna say, Carlo's having the vampire version of eating too much at Thanksgiving.
Oh, your little guy's all tuckered out.
We don't know, Von Morrison. This is gonna be the
Well, I
crux of it.
mean-
like I want everybody to know I am really,
Can you
really
play dead with
hoping that Carlo
zombies?
survives this.
Yeah.
No.
Can you play dead with zombies? Like, they're just walking into a room and everyone in here is just a body, except for me. I mean, Carlo is alive, but he's unconscious.
Interesting question.
Uh,
Why don't you roll
mean, they're not
percentile
smart.
dice?
oh man. Okay. Which one of these dice is going to be nice to me?
Do your dice whisper mean things to you?
Sometimes.
It would make sense. You are a Malkavian.
83.
Okay. Duly noted. So what do you do?
I am going to stay hidden because horde of zombies.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. That seems like a solid play for a horde of zombies.
Yeah. I guess it might be to like ready an action. Like,
Sure.
so like, if my coterie gets here, like I'll fire off a shot or something, or cleave at something with. I'll ready an attack if like I feel like I have the opportunity.
Okay.
But that's pretty much me. Other than that, I'm just staying hidden.
Mark Zantz, you come to the funerary room that I described earlier, and you are up.
Here's a second concern that Mark Zanz currently has. Does it sound like more people are coming from the rest of the mansion as compared to the zombies?
Give me
Are the-
a perception awareness difficulty 8.
Thank God. 2 successes.
2 successes. Not particularly. I'm assuming that this area of the house is fairly well insulated. And
Yo.
Thank you,
Derper
Derper.
10, how's it going? Thanks for the sub. I'm assuming this area of the house is fairly well insulated, cut off from normal stuff, and you wouldn't want, the vault full of zombies to be moaning too loud when you have company, So
it's relatively soundproof in that case.
more or less. Now, once the door gets open, there's probably a lot, again, aggressive moaning. This may or may not be par for the course, so I don't think an alarm has really been raised.
Okay. So then if I'm running in, the only person behind me would be Byrick in that case. So I'm going to run into the door and just, Byrick, I know your impeccable manners. You should probably close the door behind us to make sure no more uninvited guests follow us in as I run into the refrigerator or whatever the door is.
Did you just enter the fridge?
Oh, is that not where you said the door was? Or is it just in the kitchen?
It's just in the kitchen.
Okay, I just assumed it was like hidden in a false refrigerator or something for some reason.
How very 1960s Batman of you. I kind of adore that. And Derper Herp, thank you for watching. I raise my Capri Sun to you.
You're breathtaking.
That should be the, you should change that to be the GIF for the, whenever somebody subscribes.
Oh, yeah.
The Keanu, no, you're breathtaking.
I could, if you guys want that. That's the thing that was within my power. I always liked the scene from What We Do in the Shadows, but this is a community decision.
And with that, I'm running into the door.
Okay.
As I beseech
Not
Byrick. I'm assuming it's still open. I'm beseeching Byrick to close the door behind us once we're all inside of there.
No problem. So you, as I said, you come to that sort of workroom. There are stairs descending into the darkness. You can see Jabril with his celerity enhanced speed descend the stairs, and that seems to be where the chorus of horrible, horrible noises is coming from.
Do I see the zombies, or so far do I just hear them?
So far, it's just a sort of a hearing thing, because as I said, they've receded down a hallway.
Oh, I hear moaning. I might as well load my gun. I get my Smith & Wesson ready. My old reliable big revolver.
Done deal.
And with that, if anything gets too close, I'm gonna try to pop a shot in its head.
Okay, are you descending the stairs? Is, I guess, the salient question.
Yes.
So then you would start seeing about 6 of them begin to advance towards Jabril.
Okay. As Mark takes in the situation, goes, well, that's fantastic. As I try to recall anything Carlo might have mentioned about zombies, are these something that I could potentially use necromancy to either render inert or try to control? Like, do they have souls, or are they, like, reanimated? Does Mark have any idea that these are just, like, reanimated automatons, basically, or are they something that could be usurped?
Give me your intelligence occult.
Oh, boy.
Let's go with a diff 8 since you're relying on fucking Carlo.
Does my problem solver or kindred lore specialties come into effect here?
I feel like no, because it's Carlo. Like, in any other normal role, I would say yes, but in this one specific instance, I feel like, how the fuck would kindred lore help you from learning from Carlo?
I can understand the kindred lore, because that's more stuff relating to Giovanni and other people as compared to...
Okay, let's, you know what?
My intelligence.
You've had a full decade to look into this. Let's say, you've probably done some research on your own. Maybe taking a peek at that journal that Carlo had. I'll let you have it.
This whole time, Carlo couldn't read cursive.
That's a stat in V20.
In that case, I got 5 successes instead of 4.
5 successes. Okay. What paths do you have?
The path I have should be written down here. My character sheet does not want to load for some reason. Path of Sepulchre.
Mm, theoretically, maybe, but nothing that you would have access to.
In that case, I'm gonna just pop a shot off in one of these things.
Yeah, these are basically automatons as far as Zan's is concerned.
Or unless you count my knowledge recall as my action.
No, that's fine. Mark
All right.
Zan's going, does not take his full attention.
In that case, Dex firearms. Aiming for the head. And I completely fail. In fact, I botch.
Oof. We haven't had a botch in a long time.
Yeah. The Tens Eat One's house rule kind of really sends that on the fucking glacier. What is an interesting botch to happen in this situation?
Well, there is one of my compatriots in front of me.
That's funny,
Gun
but
jam.
is that narratively interesting? What do you guys think? Feed me funny things that could happen. Of course, I'm also down that we could just pop Jabril in the back of the head.
Ricochet bullet into Adam.
Well, there's a hallway, right? Like there's a turn, and then there's the workroom that he's in.
I mean, it's a hell of a ricochet.
I could blow out a light if there's any lights in here.
Interesting,
because
but
we can't
I
speak.
think it's all torches and wall sconces. So again, that's a hell of a shot to blow out a light.
You blow out all the lights anyway.
Yeah, tell you what, let's just shoot Jabril.
Okay.
That's always a fun time.
Do I reroll Dex firearms in that case?
Or
Or is this the assumption that my failure is an automatic hit?
just roll your damage because it's not like you're aiming. So I'm not sure your skill in Dex firearms actually is behooving you here. If anything, it's making things worse.
2 damage.
All right,
I
Jimmy,
soak it.
roll to soak.
I soak it and I'm just like, ah.
The zombie's got a gun!
They're coming from behind.
My apologies. It's a little cramped in here.
Byrick, show him how it's done.
Well, I guess I'll enter and close the door behind me as per requested.
That takes one.
I guess that'll be my...
Nah, well, you can do that as part of your move. I'll give you an actual action.
Going down the basement.
And you see 6 zombies advancing on your friends, and another handful sort of receding down the hallway.
How many can you get with one shot?
Well, I have a cannon, essentially. So, let's find out. I level my Lottie.
It's a lot worse if you botch than if I botch. Firearms is not my specialty.
What are the
Thomas,
chances of that? Like, Byrick Ash has so many dice to shoot shit. It's gotta be approaching lottery level.
And remember, Tom, from the last session, you get +1.
Oh yeah!
No, I think I gave him a -2 if memory serves.
It's a difficulty, right?
Yeah. So Byrick Ash is essentially shooting the Lottie at a 4.
Alright, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Okay, now roll damage. Also, did you add celerity?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Good job.
What was the damage again?
I think we said it was an 8.
Plus 8. So 5 plus 8 is only 13.
Well, you roll the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a flat.
Right.
I will roll my 2 soak dice. Wait. Zombie statistics. I will roll my 4 soak dice. Against Byrick Ash's 13 fucking dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, wait, there's a 1. 10.
Okay. Do me a favor. I would like you to roll for me 2d10. You're not looking for successes, just add them together and tell me what you get.
That is 7.
7. Okay. So, those of you that are still in the catacombs hear this thunderous crash ring out.
And then your ears are ringing.
And as your ears sort of devolve into this whine, there's a ripple in the air as this flesh begins to burst like balloons, one after the other. The zombies are completely fucking gone, including taking out 2 that weren't even involved in this, and it is now raining flesh and entrails from the ceiling.
So how many dead zombies was that?
I think that we're at 8 total so far.
Damn.
Klaus, the door falls away. And there's a horde of zombies that just sort of stare into the room. And for a second, there's like a broken circuit, you know what I mean? And they're staring, and corpse, pile of ashes. Basically, Yorkie.
It's only an anti-tank rifle that was repurposed to shoot down planes.
When they realized it wasn't terrible,
normal
shoot
thing you
through-
come across in everyday 1950s.
It actually was. It was very easy to acquire these things in the 1950s.
I bet. It's like the war was like 10 years ago.
It just makes me think of that video of Hunter S. Thompson shooting at his neighbor. And it's just like such a casual thing. It's like, yeah, this is America for the past 50 years.
So what is the zombies' reaction currently?
Well, they don't have a much of a
Staring into
reaction
room,
on the best of days. But
Well,
as they see that the room is just kind of still, and their sort of prime directive is no longer there, they just sort of shuffle away.
uh-huh.
And this huge knot of zombies, this wall of pressed flesh, begins to dissipate.
Would I be able to, if I were to throw my voice, would that still break my obfuscate?
Yes.
Okay. So I was just thinking, like, the sound isn't coming from me. It's coming from somewhere else. So I guess I'm gonna go examine Carlo. If all the zombies are slowly shuffling off.
Yeah. So, as far as you can tell, Carlo seems to be an inert corpse right now.
All right.
He looks an awful lot like a lot of the bodies you've seen on the battlefields of your youth, just a hell of a lot more put together.
This one's in one piece. Cool. Um,
You've been a vampire for how long now?
20, 30 years?
Carlo is effectively torpid.
Gotcha. Are the zombies like completely gone, or can they still? Would they be able to still see me
They're shuffling around.
if I? Huh. Fuck. I mean, I guess I'm still gonna chill.
Okay. So, Jabril still has 2 celerity actions left, which I will allow him to use if he wishes. So here's the thing. After Byrix Lottie goes off and just wipes out the zombies that went on the offensive, you see a couple of them come back around the corner, and they're just kind of shuffling, kind of amble past you aimlessly. And Mark, with your 5 successes, you'd probably understand that these things are given a very specific command, and they follow that to the letter. They don't really have any critical thinking skills of their own. So if the directive they were given was like, defend the Giovanni or something, and that directive is no longer in play, they're probably just back to waiting for some Giovanni to be in danger. Depending on how literal the command was.
Okay.
You can tell that whatever's going on right now, there is no current impetus to trigger their programming.
Alright, well, I guess I'll swoop in and pick up Carlo.
Okay, so you're using your celerity to...
Yeah.
Klaus, a vaguely human-shaped blur flashes into the room, snatches up Carlo, and flies out of the room, weaving between zombies as it goes. Also, you're currently muted.
God damn it.
It
Go.
happens
I
to
guess it's
everyone.
just me now. Try not to chew in everyone's ear.
That's never stopped Adam before.
Clearly False is now following. How's it going, Clearly False? And thank you.
Hi, Fran.
How many viewers do we have right now? They say we're not supposed to look, but I'm curious.
13.
Who's
13?
supposed to look?
Well, 3 more than Onyx Path. We're kidding, Onyx Path. We love you. Hey, thanks, Ron Morrison.
Yo, with Prime.
Dude, Eric / Hot Trash Gaming has not shown up in a while. I hope he's okay. Eric, if you're out there, we miss you.
Yeah, he's posted in the Discord quite a bit.
Now, Carlo's unconscious right now, Daestra. Last week for Paper Mario? I don't think he was.
Oh. I don't think he was. Because that was when you said it the first time.
Yeah, I could be wrong. My head is perpetually shoved up nature's evacuation crevice. Okay, I take their words for it entirely. Well, I also know he usually works around this time, so I get concerned. I love you guys. You're all my friends, and you know I want to make sure everybody's okay. I'm sorry. I'm out of Capri Sun, but I have Bang. My drinking habits are terribly unhealthy. Carlo has been whisked from the room. We are currently no longer in initiative, so just tell me what the fuck happens and how the hell you intend to get out of here.
Oh, I'm finishing off the zombies.
It's probably a smart move. I will mention that it seems as though the zombies' directive that was given to them has been made inert. Although I would recommend getting rid of them if we're... Perhaps to make a quick perusal of the archives before we leave. Do Capri Suns in Texas have Tito's in it? No, but they should.
I don't know, man. Tito's is... There's better vodka.
Yeah, Tito's is like pretty good for the price.
For the price, yeah, for sure. Well, so the zombies are pretty inert, right?
Not inert. Not on the...
Well, like...
They're about to be.
Not mutilating everything, and if their attention was drawn somewhere, it's probably to the loud cannon sounds coming from the other side of the room.
Probably. But I'm honestly guessing that they probably weren't even told to defend themselves. So after a while, Byrick is just shooting fish in a barrel.
Dope. I'm going to go
With the
loot around in the ashes of what once was what's her face for the medallion.
Okay, I was wondering if anybody would think to pick that up.
I was actually also going to go look for that after I give my bit of information about the zombies.
I was never told of this. So I'm just, committing violence.
Hey man, someone's got to.
Okay, I'm gonna reach into that ST bag real fast. Ha! I said tea bag. ST toolbox, go! And I'm basically gonna handle this as sort of like a downtime. So, you guys have not much opposition down here at the moment. Just tell me what you want to do while you're still in the Giovanni catacombs.
How put together is Carlo's friend, cousin?
Piles of ashes.
Well, no, not her. The body that's sitting on the table.
He's in one piece. He's fairly stitched together. There's probably a couple of manky limbs, but
How much does he look like an undead?
not very.
Okay.
Because he's still very recently. Sorry.
Because if he looked like he was stitched together, I might have popped him.
It would have been a good moment for Carlo to wake up.
He's still dead.
His buyer just puts the gun to the forehead and poof.
Carlo committed his diablerie. Now we need to figure out who's winning that internal battle. Which would be interesting. Carlo, you're now a 50-year-old Italian woman. Go.
Well, I'm
oh
gonna
my
pick
God,
up.
Don't you want to see him play that? I don't, because that would technically subsume Carlo Martino, but what a great Adam.
Yeah, but
What a great Adam.
if
character.
someone subsumed Carlo Martino, you really think it's not going to leave some kind of mental scarring? It would be her, but Martino-fied, because no one gets out of that unscathed.
I mean, just look at that. Look at that thing dabbing. Nothing's gonna
This
overtake that.
50-year-old Italian woman from the 1950s is just dabbing for some reason. Yeah, I'm going to do my best to, I guess, bundle up this body and bring it out with me.
I mean, Carlo drank her soul, Valerinos, but don't forget what happened to Monty Coven and Mithras. Elders can win that mental battle sometimes. He won the battle, but he didn't win the war, shall we say. So,
Tremere.
And I'm
Oh,
I'm picking up the body. That's what's his friend or whatever, Carlo's friend.
Okay.
I'm bringing it with me.
I wanna see where this goes. I was so afraid this corpse would be gone to waste. It might still, but he definitely looks like he's been through an accident. All right, pieces of him are still crushed, and the face is torn. Right, he looks like he just got his face broken in several different places, and there should be a cast on it, and there's not. But other than that, he still looks human.
Yeah, I'm going to as gingerly as I can bring him.
Yeah, exactly, Daestra.
So I'm gonna walk into the room where I saw the zombies going. I'm gonna be like, "What happened, and how did an attempted seduction turn into a murder?"
You sent Carlo to do it. I feel like that's its own. Yeah, go ahead. Blackgutter, don't leave us. Okay, well, please be well, friend.
seduction.
I'm going to be like,
Have a good night,
don't
buddy."
shoot me as I come out. Well, I did all I could to help him without screwing it up.
Why do you have
Your friend Carlo here seems to be quite talented at not needing anyone's help on screwing something up.
It's a specialty of his. Why are you holding a corpse?
This body seems to have been pretty relevant to both his cousin and Carlo. They were gonna do something with it, so I figured it's probably better to bring it along just to, I don't know, see what use is made of it. Carlo would probably know more about this than I would.
I think it would be like a logical leap in assumption to see a dead body stitched up. Giovanni Sellers is probably going to be used for something necromantic, even if I can't figure out the specifics.
The person had some relevance to both of them. They were talking about it while they were seducing whatever before the killing happened.
You don't have-
also, I think you might want this, and I'm going to hand the medallion over to him.
Now this is useful. I'm not going to question why the Malkavian's going to carry a dead body out of this building. I'm going to assume he has it.
This is the most normal thing to happen tonight.
Oh, now what's this about Carlo seducing?
You know, Carlo not showing up, or Adam not showing up tonight might have saved his life, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that too. We were able to make it so they walk into a room and no one alive is there.
I will turn to Byrick and I'll say, Carlo was supposed to seduce this as a gesture to the necklace off of his cousin. And he is currently passed out with an erection and his cousin is nowhere to be seen.
She's dead.
He's just got like rigor mortis and a tent.
Yeah, her physical body is gone.
It's like there's a groove for Jabril to throw him over his shoulder. It just helps him hang on.
Forgive my impudence, but is this not a family abode?
It is.
Oh, yes, it is.
We should perhaps make haste out of here, but it's not often one gets to peruse the Giovanni archives.
Indeed. Let's get what we can and leave.
I'm sure there's at least one thing here that might interest you, Byrick.
Perhaps.
Should we do away with the evidence, so to speak?
Oh, yes.
All right. I'll go get it.
I don't always laugh like that, but when I do, I laugh Dos Equis. But I actually kind of feel bad that I laugh like an old man now.
You've always been called an old soul, Chess.
Dude, I hate myself legitimately. Like, I feel myself transcending into this old decrepit boomer who will die old and alone with his blackened, shriveled soul because he no longer understands the young people. And I don't want that. I don't want that.
You can be the goth version of a boomer, be like some kind of goomer, perhaps.
well, we call them elder goths, and they're usually dickheads anyway. But like, I don't know, man. When I used to do tech support for Dish Network, and we'd get the phone calls from the people who couldn't figure out the fucking remote, where everything's labeled, I used to be, dear God, if I ever turn into that, just shoot me, just fucking shoot me.
Dark days, man.
Like, I don't want to go to the dark side, man. I don't even get force lightning out of it. I'm just becoming a curmudgeonly asshole.
I was gonna say, you say you have poor drinking habits. Perhaps you should just pick up laudanum.
That's the real boomer cocktail.
Some of that 19th century boomer cocktail, I think.
Yeah.
Or we can go back to like the 1900s or the 1920s and just get you some laughing gas.
Well, Valerios, I am already 30, unfortunately. Access, you were a Dish Network installer. Hey, Kyle, we might have sent him on a couple jobs.
Oh, shit.
From your lips to Satan ears, Von Morrison. Yeah, dude, doubly sorry, because there'd be a couple of calls where we just get to a certain point and be like, fuck it, send the technician, there's nothing we can do.
One of my favorite calls will still be, I helped this lady fix her receiver, because there was some minor issue that was wrong with it. And it's one of those not fully understands technology thing. And I had to try really hard not to laugh because she wanted to flip through all the channels to make sure it was working, even though like it was clearly on and playing some kind of program. But I noticed she had like the full like Arabian package and like every like the most stereotypical like Arabian music you could imagine just played every single time she would hit the button. I was like, holy crap, this is ridiculous.
Apparently, there's a lot of Bollywood on Netflix.
Oh, I bet.
Some of it's
but
gold. And
Yusuf,
congratulations.
you're 100% correct. I generally don't mind the segues too much because I assume people also watch for us. I hope, though, at least. But he's right. We should move along. And congratulations, Axis.
So I believe Jabril's trying to get rid of some evidence while the rest of us, I'm assuming, are just starting to go through books and flip through them or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I'm using the Lottie fire or muzzle flash as a light.
You could grab a torch off the wall, but that's plebe shit. Bang, bang. Okay, so, Mark, I'm damn sure there's some stuff. Rafa Monty is now following. Thanks very much. I'm damn sure there's some stuff Mark wants down here. Byrick, as of V5, it is canonical that necromancy and obtenebration both draw their power from the same place, so there's probably some stuff you want down here. So like I said, we'll settle this as a downtime. Just let me know. I guess we'll go around the table. Tell me what your current goal is. So, Mark, you're looking for lore?
Lore and rituals.
Okay. Give me a perception occult difficulty
better.
8.
Can I spend a willpower?
Absolutely. Klaus, what are you doing currently?
You also look for anything useful. Might be interesting. I'm not really sure.
By the way,
I feel like I kind of.
It's difficulty 8, accounting for the labyrinth and the fact that you don't really know where you're at. Sorry, what was that? Also time constraints.
I kind of feel like I achieved everything that I came down here to do.
Okay.
So,
I mean, if
like,
you-
aside from cool weapons or interesting books or something.
Well, there's a lot of both down here, most likely. The question is what it's worth to Klaus.
He finds a copy of Vivaldi's Lost Symphonies.
You're 100% right, Jordan. Hot
That'd be
Trash
cool.
Gaming, there you are, Eric. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, I'll plus any cool weapons, guns, swords, whatever. I'll take it.
Music.
Gun swords.
I'm pretty sure. Okay. For you, I'm going to ask for perception. I can never remember if investigation is a thing in 20th anniversary. This is what happened when we constantly flip between 20th anniversary and revised stuff. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Give me perception, investigation, diff 7, because you're not looking for anything particular. You're just poking around. Adam, what are you doing? Good job, Adam. Jabril, what's your current objective?
I suppose I'll also peruse for their archives for people. You know what? I'm gonna get the lowdown on criminal activity. They're Italians. They're in the city. They're probably part of a gang.
Oh, you're gonna be Batman.
Okay.
It's all right, Hot Trash. We were. Chaz was wondering if you were okay because you didn't show up last time.
I have a confession to make to anybody that's been watching us, or if you haven't been watching us for a number of years, I'm a deeply fucking neurotic individual. So, like, if I see somebody that hasn't shown up for a while, like Mazzy, let's not go down that road again. But I hope everyone is okay. Yusuf, I think you tend to know me a little bit better than most of our viewers. Anyway, you want criminal activity. Believe it or not, what you're looking for is probably going to be a little bit harder to find down here than weird necromantic higgity-biggities, but it's not impossible. I'm going to ask you for perception investigation at a difficulty 9.
Oof. Okay.
Byrick, what are you doing?
Well,
I got 2 successes.
Well, hang on, I'll get everybody.
the connection between the dark and necromancy, I will be investigating for what's it called? For further knowledge in the dipping into the darkness.
Not yet, Yorkie. I'll check Discord later. I last couple weeks have been fucked for me. Okay. Perception occult diff 8.
Ooh.
All right, how'd you do on your roll, Josh?
Well, thanks to my willpower, I got 5. Because thankfully, occult's one of my specialties.
Now I have.
Is-
Oh, never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. 5 is an exceptional success. So, here's what I'm going to give you. Number 1. What is the number one... What's the number one path of necromancy you would like currently via either Giovanni or Cappadocia?
That's a big question.
That is big-
Can you give me a second to look at them?
No. Decide now.
Okay. God, fuck, I don't know what they are.
I'll come back to you, Josh.
A
Kyle,
drunkie.
two successes.
Yeah.
This is the part where good STs get out their notebooks so they can write stuff down and have plot hooks for later. But I don't do that because I'm a hack that somehow people like to watch. Kyle, you find an old cavalry saber that matches your original time from the war. You're not quite certain why, but it seems to draw to you, it seems to reach out, call to you in a certain way. And as you take hold of the blade, the music in your head changes. And I will allow you to decide exactly how.
Rap.
Well, with a quick push of a button here. I guess, somewhat happy? a little bit of a pep, I guess you could say.
Okay. Not really sure what to do with Peppy, but we'll go with it.
I mean, I pushed shuffle, and this is what came on.
From the Giovanni mansion that makes happy music. Okay, Xavier, how'd you do on your roll?
I got 3 successes.
Can blame Tchaikovsky.
Okay.
I want 21 cannons.
After a while,
Cannon's not an instrument.
you're poking around, and you realize the deeper you get into these catacombs, the more esoteric and weird things become. You just start uncovering like mummies and shit, and you're like, well, this isn't what I'm looking for. So you start going the other way. And sort of the higher
actually
you
find-
go, this is you sort of start hitting like these mundane archives. And as you're just looking through some stuff, you find some financial records, you find some books from a couple of like really innocuous places around the city. There's like a deli, there's like a laundromat, there's like
An Italian restaurant.
more than likely an Italian restaurant, a fine tobacco store that's bringing some really high revenue, and you're thinking maybe money laundering.
Mm-hmm.
You want to show that to your boys' aunts? We can get you some more money.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
I'm about to begin a hostile takeover of Giovanni Investments. I'm about to have so much info on them.
I'm going to be a Saudi oil baron without actually any oil.
You're gonna be a Saudi LA real estate baron.
Byrick, how'd you do?
Well, I have 10 dots. Do you need me to roll?
No.
Okay.
How... 1 second, guys.
You also live in a library. You're probably just organizing the books as you're going through them.
God. The
Fucking animals.
This is
Dewey
so
Decimal System, guys.
so inefficiently organized. As if somebody's gonna come down here, see the pile of ashes, missing dead body, several blown up zombies, and just be like, but for some reason the library's been reorganized and it's much easier to find things now.
Well, we are burning the mansion down, right? Like that's the plan.
There's so much here though that we could use.
It's true.
And once we get Carlo as head of the Giovanni household, we will have free perusal of the catacombs.
Later, Yorkie. Have a good one, buddy. Byrick, how many dots do you have in academics?
Academics, I have 4.
4. You are such a well-rounded character for being... I don't want to say a one-trick pony, but Byrick Ash can be such a blunt instrument sometimes in the fact that he just got sort of like 0 to 60 violence. But you're so good at so many things. Alright, you're poking around. And you find your way into a musty vault. I mean, this place is ancient for here. There's cobwebs, there's dust on everything, there's all sort of like moth-eaten, destroyed lockers and trunks. And as you sort of sweep aside this thick layer of dust that turns this black painted chest completely white, and you open it, there's some things inside. Some knickknacks, maybe some old pieces of jewelry, and inside you find a book. Now this book, ancient might be overselling it, but it is at least centuries old. It looks like a medieval quality and bound in what is clearly human leather. You can still see the marks on the spine from where it would have been chained to the shelf. And as you open it up, it's written in an old medieval Latin. It might take you a little bit of time to decipher just with, language diaspora and stuff. But from what you can pick together with your skills in archaeology, with your academics, and what you know of, at least a fairly more recent Latin, shall we say, this seems to be a treatise written on the origins of oblivion itself. And just sort of how the ghosts are able to be pulled from that realm, from that abyss. A lot of it's theoretical, but there's some scientific rigor applied.
If he is classically trained academically, he probably knows classical Latin, which is going to date to around, I think, 0 to 200 AD.
Really?
So there's an evolution in the language that takes place throughout the centuries until you get to like medieval Latin and stuff like that, which is slightly different. If anything, he technically knows an older version of Latin that he then has to basically progress through the centuries to figure out what he's reading. But it shouldn't be terribly difficult, because a lot of medieval scholars still would have been studying classical Latin. Just some of it that was used for like trade and modern academics might still be mixed into there.
Okay. So there you go. So yeah, it might take a little while to like read through and parse. Like you're gonna have to spend at least an evening or two on this. But this does look like valuable information for what you were looking for.
One of your buddies also knows classical Latin, if you need help translating.
Does Mark Zantz know that?
He's classically educated. I went to university. I went to an Ivy League school, as you recall.
Fantastic.
Well, I went to university in a much earlier time.
You get it. You have your Canadian schools.
Quick, Yusuf, what's a top Canadian university he could have graduated from?
Even though you're not actually Canadian, we're still gonna say that.
Let's never confirm that Byrick is Canadian, just that recently he comes from Canada.
Oh yeah, he said he's from Canada, right? And we're just like, all right, well you're Canadian, you fucking Canuck.
I never said I was from Canada. Never
said you
once said
You said that Byrick came from Canada.
he was embraced in Canada.
Okay.
Byrick
There you
has
go.
consistently been ambiguous as to where he comes from.
So we're just gonna say Canada
The
until
only,
you correct.
the only hint to that is that his main language is English.
So he's not from the French part of Canada. Well, you could tell a lot depending on what kind of accent you uses.
True.
Like you obviously, well, from our understanding, Byrick doesn't speak in like an English accent.
Oh, do you speak the King's English?
So American?
Yeah, but more appropriate to the Shakespearean era. So you kind of talk like a pirate.
Yarr. So I'm Jamaican.
I know what path I would like to learn.
Which is?
Path of Ash.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's one of theirs. So, you find what is essentially a diary, what a pagan might call a book of shadows for the Path of Ash. Now, a lot of it's pretty theoretical, and if you know anything about paganism, a lot of it's very personal. I don't want to necessarily compare it to a D&D spell book because this is a real-world religion, but these things are notated in a way that usually they understand, and there's a lot of like advanced stuff. You might actually need Carlo to break it down and parse it for you. But you think with a Giovanni go-between that's actually, shall we say, classically trained in the art of necromancy, this would be enough to teach probably both you and he the Path of Ash. In addition, I'm also going to give you probably a few scrolls describing, we'll say 4 scrolls describing rituals of your choice.
I already know one of them I want.
The rite of breeding.
No, different character. No, I want the one where you can pluck out your eyeball and replace it with a dead man's eyeball, so you always have a shroud sight on.
That is.
That way I can literally always have one eye open to the world of the dead.
You gonna just like keep an eye patch over when you're not using it?
Maybe. I could have such a bitchin' eye patch.
Oh, you're gonna have a secret shoring gun?
My Rasenna. Some of them look so stupid, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bone Path would have been cool, especially seeing these zombies, but the ability to eventually learn how to walk amongst the dead is too much to deny. I have 5 dots in intelligence and 5 dots in occult, so I like to imagine when I have to go ask Carlo to help me translate this, it's going to be like, what's this one word right here? And then once he tells me what it is, like, okay, I figured everything else out on my own. That was the one thing holding me back.
What do these numbers and symbols mean? Oh, this is a recipe.
And then the page comes out, somebody just left it there as a bookmark. It's actually the recipe for my grandmother's gnocchi.
Okay. With that concluded, have you finished your business in the Giovanni Catacombs?
We're not going to stay here to scrub the floors of all the zombie brains. I'm assuming we're going to have to make a run for it now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Run? From what?
Well, the man with the lottie doesn't have to run, but I would prefer not to be seen. So let's skedaddle, folks.
Jeez.
Then I put my book, or yeah, I put my book in my coat now.
Okay.
As an archaeologist, this book belongs in my library.
I too am putting
in a museum.
I too am putting my book in my my coat pocket.
You pocket your pilfered goods. How are you getting out?
To the door.
Does it seem like these catacombs have an alternate route out of here?
These catacombs probably go for miles. You would have to explore and risk getting lost. There might be some back door into a graveyard somewhere, but who the fuck could tell? You're essentially looking at a mega dungeon right now.
Let me just boot up Bloodlines real quick, Chaz, and I can walk us out of here.
Okay, how about this? Who's got the best deck stealth pool? I'm assuming it's Jabril.
Oh no.
Probably.
Who would guess that the Assamite's good at sneaking around?
Sneaky son bitch.
Being a fucking stereotype.
I forget how contributing to a roll works in V20. It was a lot easier in V5 because they just add dice. So, what I'm going to say is, Jabril, give me... Oh, you've got 9 dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck the roll. I'm just going to say that, for the sake of expediency, you're able to lead everybody out back to the car park. Get in the car and go, essentially. You're going to have to open your own gate, because I'm pretty sure you took out the gate ghouls last time, but for the most part, you're...
No, they got presents.
Huh?
The one at the front door and the one at the gate got presents by Mark.
Cool. Good job. So,
and I believe
with the one corpse that you carried into the catacombs, you guys made a pretty clean extraction.
Easy.
You gonna do anything about the pool of blood in the foyer?
I'm sure someone will look it up.
Is there like a linen I could quickly throw over it to soak it up and then like toss in a trash can?
Probably. I mean, let's face it, these are the Giovanni. They probably don't keep everything 100% neat and tidy. So you probably just find a blood-soaked rag every once in a while and be like, who left this here?
Or I will tell the ghoul that I presenced on my win here to clean it up after he lets us out the front gate.
Clean what up? What happened, sir?
Somebody spilled some blood in the foyer. If you could just clean that up real quick, that'd be fantastic.
Say no more, sir. Happens all the time. We'll get it taken care of for you. You have a nice night.
I will.
All right.
I'm going to say it's probably 3 in the morning at the moment. So, is there any last minute things that you want to do before we end the night? Or, well, I'll give it to you guys first. Because this is this is the post-mission denouement. So, go ahead. As you are pulling away from the mansion, who's in the trunk? Well, Carlo. That's a stupid question.
And his cousin.
Oh yeah, him.
Or friend.
The body is in the back.
And his friend.
I do recall saying that I did not bring my Phantom this time, so I wouldn't be too auspicious. So I believe we did take like a large Chrysler or something like that with us.
Okay.
Which is 300, because it looks like a goddamn Phantom.
I mean, Byric's probably taking up the space of 2 people, but you know, if Klaus and Jabril want to fight over who's on whose lap, you can probably fit. Remember that time when we were driving with Drew and I had Ray on my lap, Kyle?
That's Beto.
Ray's brother, yeah, Beto.
Yeah. And the legend of Hobart the Dolphin Boy was born.
And that's all we're going to explain of that. But anyway, so what are you going to do?
Well, I will look to Mr. Zantz. Mr. Zantz, I believe I have procured some interesting files I would like you to take a look at.
Take a deep breath, even though I don't need to, and be like, that is probably more interesting than the thing I found. As interesting as it is. Let me see.
Was it the Giovanni family circle?
I believe that's the path to madness, but let us not speak of such things. Company. As I will
You want
scroll
to talk about Path to Madness?
as I will quickly peruse over the documents he handed me.
So yeah, he basically hands you a financial ledger. And once you sort of like put two and two together and realize, sort of triangulate what these addresses are, again, it's a deli, a laundromat. I wrote laundromatic down in my notes. I've gotten to a point where
But I was automatic.
I didn't hear you, buddy. That got garbled.
I'm not gonna say it again.
Okay, it's been lost to the ages.
So you said a deli?
It's a deli, a laundromat, an Italian restaurant, and a smoke shop. That's just bringing in ludicrously high figures. Why, Windows? Why you chiming? Why you chiming, buddy? Stop!
This Windows update it's signed in blood.
Oh, it's not the update. It's the notifications. So anytime we get a YouTube comment, it'll pop up for me. And I replied to one because, by the way, John Smith, if you're watching this or you ever watch this, I apologize. I've been terrible at responding to your comments. I've seen them all, but like I said, the last 2 weeks have been a real bitch for me. He was having trouble with the Discord, so I responded to him instantly. And I just got the whole fucking conversation popping up on my screen. Anyway. Yeah. So they're pulling in some ludicrous numbers, and this absolutely looks like money laundering to you.
Beautiful. We're gonna put these in our name.
All right.
Excellent. Money.
Hey, there's 4 of us right here right now, right? A deli,
Yeah.
a laundromat, an Italian restaurant, a tobacco store.
I will take the tobacco store.
You would.
What was that breakdown again?
A deli, a laundromat, an Italian restaurant, and somebody already called it tobacco store, which I believe. Are you gonna make them start selling like hookahs and stuff like that too?
Oh, absolutely. Gotta diversify.
I feel like we should give the Italian restaurant to Carlo, but I don't know how bad that would go.
He would never
So I'm
run out
assuming-
of pocket spaghetti.
So I'm assuming this paperwork is going to be like, is it some kind of like title and bank accounts and stuff like that? Like basically rundown of how much this is making and whatnot?
No, it's just financial records. It's just
Oh,
in,
okay.
out, basically like a big checkbook.
Ah, okay. So it's financial records. I can still work this.
I mean, yeah, as soon as Carlo takes over.
I mean, if we wanted to hurt the Giovanni, we could straight up just have all of these reported to the IRS, which would be worse than reporting it to the police. Because the IRS does not fuck around. But, let's try to pull some leverage first. Still have that bank account for how they send the money to the family in Venice. That's gonna screw with them so much. And when I decided to turn the graveyard into a parking lot.
Fucking start doing fake oil drills and near graveyard just to collapse their fucking catacomb.
Whoops.
Oh no, what's that doing under there?
Well, it wasn't in the record, so we didn't know.
Fill it with cement.
Join us for next season when we do the same thing to Tremere.
I wish.
Just screw over all the meanies.
We work with the Sabat Tremere to take out the Camarilla Tremere. At least the Sabat Tremere are honest.
The Syndicate, hands down.
And then we diablerize them and take all their secrets.
We're the good guys.
I mean, really, what's the difference between doing one Diablerie and fiction?
How often do you guys use characters from canon in your games? That's a weird question. I've used canon characters that have popped up, like I've used Smiling Jack. A lot of the NPCs, not all of them, but a fair amount, come from LA by Night. But if you're talking canon characters like Beckett, Sasha Vikos, Lucita, stuff like that, I don't think I ever have. Because one, I feel like it's kind of cringy to be like, oh yes, here's this big important vampire. They're so big and important. And number two, they're just going to kill him. Like, they're just going to kill him. You think if I wheel out Sasha Vikos right now, he's not going to get eaten?
I would love to
Fuck?
have.
Depends
I would love to have that
on
vicissitude. You don't think that Byrek and Beckett can sit down for tea and discuss important archaeological stuff? There's the hook right there. Beckett's in town because he needs to ask Byrek a question that only Byrek will know the answer to.
I have thought of using Beckett before. In basically that situation. But that entirely depends on what I'm going to do with the Time of Judgment storyline. So we'll see. And actually, Valernos V5 brought back the Sabbat Tremere. House Goratrix are a thing.
But is it Goratrix?
It might be Goratrix Salat. We don't really know, because the last time we saw of him, he's got the third eye going on. So, they kind of... have you ever read Beckett's Jihad Diary? I'm guessing not.
No.
Beckett's Jihad Diary, at the end of every chapter, gives you a lot of, maybe this could happen. Maybe that could happen. And I think one of the things with, there's like a weird ping pong thing going on where,
With Goratrix, Tremere, and Salat.
yeah, like they all like body shuffled and like, oh, I lost my body, I'm gonna put myself in here. Like, Tremere lost the Diablerie. So, like, Salat took over Tremere, but then, like, Tremere put himself into Goratrix, who somehow became Salat, and then Goratrix got eaten, or Tremere got destroyed, or... If I explain this to you, my head's gonna explode. It's one of those. But somebody's a big white worm in Venice.
Quite frankly, we don't know who it is.
My only question is, where's the caveman?
Just as a Tremere bowing down to this big worm, and they're like, which one of the three is it? Who knows? We're just bowing to the great white worm.
Or not Venice. Fucking...
Vienna.
yeah, thank you. The other V place.
Venice Beach.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
that's way closer.
No, that's right. One of them's in a mirror. Yusuf, I think Yusuf's got it more straight than I have it. So who's the worm? If Tremere is Goratrix, and Goratrix is in a mirror, and Salat is dead, are all
And
the
he's
Tremere
out
just...
there, and we're in here.
Just the great big worm just popped out of nowhere, and quite frankly, the Tremere have decided it's easier to deal with the weird big white worm than to figure out what's going on.
Is the Tremere canonically nobody? Or the worm, it's just an extraterrestrial creature. It's like, that must be our magical founder.
Well, Tremere was gone one day, and the worm happened to be there.
Because there's never any explanation for how he morphed into that. They just bathe the thing with blood.
It's been trying to fucking go back to its homeworld, and these fucking weird creatures keep throwing red water at it. It doesn't know why.
But I do believe I have a ghost to summon, even if Carlo is currently passed out.
This is true.
Okay.
And
By
so
all
once
means,
we're
go ahead.
once we're a good distance away from the Giovanni mansion, and they see the absolute hell that they're about to find out once they find out some of those books are missing.
Well, from the depth that you guys have plumbed and the age of the books, it's probably going to take them a while to figure it out.
They're gonna have to deal with the fact that one of their matriarchs is dead first.
Oh, believe you me, I've got some major work to do with the Giovanni. And I'm not even talking like in-universe. I'm talking, holy fuck, I need an entire new cast of NPCs written up. Because Carlo ate everybody.
Carlo cleaned house.
That's
Which is extraordinarily Giovanni of him when you think about it. When you think about what happened to the Cappadocians, Carlo's sort of like the prodigal son.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
the
yo,
funny
I'm in charge of this shit now.
He's bringing them back.
That is legitimate, pure irony that they're like, we'll just make this guy and use him as a patsy. And, oh, he's still alive. I guess you can just let him grub around for the rest of his unlife, and then he turns out to be Apex Giovanni material.
That's great. It's like Carlo's in charge, and anyone who disagrees, well, you can deal with those guys.
It's like that Clone Wars.
Lottie and
It's like that,
Celerity.
it's like that Clone Wars clip where the commander gets taken out and that one droid just sits down. He's like, well, I guess I'm in charge now.
area clear. His fucking other friend eats shit from lightsaber. Not clear, not clear.
So I will activate my shroud sight as I summon the ghost of this spirit that we promised to retrieve the necklace for.
Okay, so you're going to call up Danielle with her locket.
Yes. As I summon from the ether the ghost of, or the spirit of the one called Danielle.
Are you doing this in the car?
No, I'll have us pull over real quick once we're a little bit away.
Okay, so you're just going to shatter the Masquerade on the side of the road.
Oh, no. That's probably not a good idea. I'll wait till we get to my house.
Okay. Is everybody going to Casa de Zanze?
I mean, I think my car's there, so...
I don't see why not.
I don't know where my driver is.
Yay, sleepover!
And you guys didn't want to go in on a communal... What do you call it?
Haven?
Yeah. You guys were like, no, Josh, we don't want to put dots into a communal haven. And then you all just decide to bunk at my house all the time.
Yeah.
What's got the
I've
pants?
been to your house a grand total one time.
All right. Virginia greets you at the door. Another successful night tonight.
I suppose so. I'm assuming the freezer's empty unless the servants put something in it. If not, make some room.
That can be arranged. Exactly how much room are we talking?
About one human's body's worth.
Wasn't there... Forgive me, wasn't there another of your number before you left? The
Yes,
annoying
can
one?
you...
With the mustache.
The funny mustache.
Wow.
You just hear
He
soft.
was in his sleep.
Orgasmically was.
Wow.
I will say yes. Can you have somebody go pull him out of the trunk of my Chrysler?
Yes, forgive me, I suppose I'm still acclimating. Would you like him in the freezer as well?
No, the other body with him goes in the freezer.
Excellent, and Mr. Martino?
Mr. Martino, just put him in the reading room for right now.
That would have been funny if you did send him to the freezer. Because just next session, Carlo, you wake up, your dead cousin's face, and it's really cold. Explain nothing.
It's cold, it's dark, and there's a dead guy in your face.
No, just put him in the.
No, not again.
Okay. Virginia is able to secrete the two bodies into the house. The coterie retires to Mark Zance's drawing room. Carlo is propped up. There's a couple of uncomfortable snaps as his rigid body is sort of placed into a chair. It's a little Weekend at Bernie's, but it works.
Great.
And you begin the ritual to call up Danielle.
Gentlemen, as long as you do not destroy anything or summon any undue ice in my house, please feel free to make use of the rooms as you need. I will need to perform something here with Carlo present.
The spirit of the young girl in her tattered dancer's dress materializes before you. She looks expectantly in your direction. Did you get it?
I did. Well, I didn't, but my companion and I point to Carlo in the chair. Unfortunately, he exerted himself rather greatly. He destroyed the one who would call herself your master. And in the process, he has currently rendered himself a nerd, but I believe he'll recover soon enough.
Get help.
I watched from behind the table.
I would.
Actually, no, you did do serious work in that. I can't even
Yeah,
belittle that. He didn't get staked. He's not here right now, so he finished the diablerie and he basically went torpid, passed the fuck out as the personalities are battling within him. Because he's not getting off that easy. Alright. And also, it'd be really funny, as I said earlier, to see Carlo play a 50-year-old Italian woman. Which I feel like he would do even more stereotypically than me. Like, she's gonna go from this very like finely educated, well-dressed Italian businesswoman who has earned her way through a man's world to like this little old lady with the bun in her hair making fucking pasta sauce in the kitchen.
It's a whole other level of mom spaghetti.
It's like she knows who she is, but unfortunately she has to act through Carlo's image of what an Italian woman is.
Oh yeah.
Well, it would be funny if Carlo Martino basically gets pushed into some kind of mental realm in the ether and just sees Tremere there and he's like, "You too, buddy?"
No, Carlo's in the worm. That's how we do this. Carlo goes to the worm.
Carlo's the one in the giant white worm.
And really, you know, when you get to the end of it and essentially your coterie caused Gehenna.
It all started with Bob.
Well, I like to imagine somehow right now Murphy Fiero's in the giant white worm. Just do a series of shenanigans and escapades over the last decade.
You think you're better than me?
Just comes back, guys. I spent the last decade being worshipped as a giant white worm and being bathed in blood. I was like a god to them.
She reaches out with a trembling hand and tries to take hold of the locket. Her hand passes through yours. There's this ghostly tear appears in her eye, and you can feel on your skin this horrible cold, this palpable sadness. As though the emotion itself were a blanket you could drape over you. There's only one way I can take this. I need to ask someone to bury this at my grave. If you can do that, if you can make this happen, then I'll help you with whatever you need.
Consider it done. Tell me where you're buried and I'll get it to you as soon as we can.
I don't remember.
There's a small cemetery just off of the western suburbs. I'll get you directions. I haven't seen it in a very long time.
And then I'll meet you there before the night's over.
Okay. She nods, and if there's nothing else you require of her, we'll fade from view once more.
And now, what's everybody else up to?
That's the question.
I've just been watching Zan's talk to himself.
I'm transcribing.
Alright. Store, retailer, toolbox. I guess we will resolve the rest of the night as downtime. So, what do you spend the rest of the night doing?
I'm gonna drink some blood and play some piano.
Transcribing.
Josh,
I too will be.
Are you
I too will
offering
also
from
be
your
vocal.
stores?
Oh yeah, he can use my pen, and I'm assuming I have a very expensive grand piano in the reading room.
Oh no, but I'm asking, like, are you sharing blood, or is the coterie gonna have to hunt?
I believe you'll have to hunt. My stores are very specific to me, and it is not a good idea for me to run out of them.
All right.
Due to my particular taste.
I'm
But I
going to have one of my little servants bring me some blood from my house.
Go on now.
Now,
But,
you could
what-
just drink from a servant. You have, what was it, Ivan and...
Yeah. Ivan
Haruka.
and Haruka. That one.
Hey, I found a thing in my notes. I really need to, like, compile these.
I mean, I have it written down here, so. I mean, it's easier. Plus, then I'll know where one of my cars is.
So you're gonna call one of your ghouls over?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
hey, this call costs a little something. If you could just get over here, that would be great.
Well, I think he pronounces it as Ivan. Just knowing that he's from
Yeah.
fucking Germany, I've internalized it as Ivan. So
No, he's like a little Russian guy.
okay, which of your ghouls do you call? Or you can call both. You can take up to 2 blood points from them before.
Well, I mean,
before
if
they're
they
gonna need a bit
like,
to recover.
I mean, if they like brought a delivery.
Oh, you're asking them to hunt for you.
No, like take the stores from my house and drive it to Zan's house.
Do you have herd?
I don't have her, but I've got a fridge. Sure, I've.
Ooh, Mr. Fancy Pants over here with the fridge.
With an ice box.
All right, we'll let the dice decide. Let's go with I'm going to ask you to roll for me a wits resources dice pool. I know resources doesn't typically get rolled, but do it.
Okay. Difficulty.
We'll go with the standard 6.
Okay.
Oh, Eric, you have no idea what I have planned for the next Scion arc.
2 successes.
Okay, roll a d10 for me.
Okay. 6.
6. You have a total of 6 pints of blood on ice.
Nice.
But this is your current total store. So
Yeah.
how much of that do you want to tap into?
Is it like 1 pint per blood pool point?
Yeah.
Or yeah, I'll take 2.
Okay. Ivan will bring you 2. Mark, what are you doing with the rest of the night?
I believe I have to drive out to a graveyard real quick to bury a locket.
All right. That's probably not going to take the whole evening. You'll probably still have an hour or so left to yourself.
Okay, once I come back, I'm probably gonna try cracking open the book, and if it's in Latin, I should be able to read it. But if it's in something like Greek or something, I might have to pull out something from the Zance library to start translating. Unless it's in something else that might be a little obscure to him, like medieval Italian.
No, I don't think yours is quite as old as Byrix's. This is just, like I said, yours was more or less like a Book of Shadows. So, I don't know, roll percentile dice for me.
79.
I own Clan Book Wally. I don't have a physical copy. I own the PDF. 79. Honestly, it's probably written in English.
I'm like, oh, convenient. In that case, once I bury the locket, I'm gonna start reading through the book,
What's
or at least skim. If it has a table of contents, I'm gonna do the table of contents and then try to peruse pertinent
it's
information.
probably like I don't write a table of contents in my notebooks, right? So there's probably not one of those, but you would have to peruse. Now I will ask you, what 4 rituals?
Huh.
And now the rituals, okay, yeah, the rituals are probably, we'll say those are in Latin.
Now, what level are they?
That's entirely up to him.
And nothing but level 5s.
If you want it, it's gonna take a fucking
I
pain in the ass.
Oh,
to
like
learn.
I'm doing them. I'm trying to remember what the one with the eyeball is. I think it's level 1 or 2.
For some reason, I can only think of Hand of Glory, and I know that's not what you're looking for.
I do want Ritual of the Smoking Mirror. That's the one that allows me to use a mirror to use a life sight.
Okay, so one of them Smoking Mirror.
Yes. There we go. The other one I wanted is Occhio di Uomo Morto.
That's the one I thought you'd pick.
That's the eyeball one.
What level is that?
Ritual of the Smoking Mirror is level 1, and Occhio di Uomo Morto is level 2.
Okay. Any thoughts to what your others might be?
I am still somewhat thinking about that.
Okay, I can come back to you. Jabril, what are you spending the rest of the night doing?
I am, you know, I already got the that done, so I'm just gonna relax and meditate.
Okay. Byrick, you're transcribing?
I'm transcribing.
Okay, with that, I am going to call the night adjourned. So, well, I mean the vampire night. So we got started super early. Did you guys want to keep going?
Sure.
If you want for a little bit, yeah.
Okay. So then, you feel the cold embrace of death creep back into your bodies as your daily slumber takes you. The sun rises. The sun falls. And you awaken once more. Everybody go ahead and spend your blood point to rise for the night.
Woo.
Tom, spend 2.
Spin 2? Oh.
I'm just screwing with you. I fully understand that's Orpheus. I was just hoping I would trigger an outburst of some sort.
Even if I did spin 2, I have big enough pool.
There you go. You just need to get Orpheus that level without Diablerie.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's on humanity minus Byrick and Jabril, right?
Yes.
Jabril, you're a ludicrously good person in like alien morality, right? You're at like an 8.
Yes.
Okay. Mark, what are you at?
I am currently at probably higher than I should be. I believe I'm at 6 or 7. My sheet is loading. I'm at 6.
Okay, and Klaus, I don't believe you've taken a humanity roll yet, so you should still be at 7, right?
Sleeping.
Oh, we're so fucking good people.
Yeah.
Wah.
Nothing but good humans over here.
I have self-control. Wah.
All right. Jabril, you're the first to awaken. Where did you spend the night at Zance's?
I'm in one of his many guest rooms.
All right. What do you do as you awaken?
Say hello to the night.
In the
Put my-
nude.
I mean, yeah, I don't sleep with my clothes on. That's weird. And, well, I guess I don't really go down for quote-unquote breakfast. I don't know. I guess I could go see how everyone else is doing. Maybe peruse his literature,
Klaus,
which I'm sure impressive.
what song do you awaken to in your head as a, shall we say, poor man's version of life creeps back into your limbs?
And the Saints go marching in.
I believe it's. Let's see. Oh, really? Okay. Apparently, it's gonna be Claire de Lune.
Okay.
Basic. No.
Well, I know. I was expecting so much more because this playlist has been dope, but not right now. I mean, it's a good song, but fuck. Oh, so peaceful this evening.
What do you do as your eyes flutter open and the song begins to play in your head?
Do some morning stretches. I'm gonna take a look at the sword that I got last night.
Yeah. You pull it from the sheath. It's an old cavalry saber. There's a little bit of rust. It hasn't been very well taken care of, especially in those dank catacombs. But you think if you were to clean it up a little bit, it's perfectly usable. There's something about this, though, and you can't finger it. Something's going on. Something's weird here. And it just, whenever you touch it, happy music starts playing in your head.
I like to imagine it's carnival music.
I mean, if you really want to know. I mean, it's kind of like, it's happy, but it's energetic. You know, it's not just like la 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 la. It's got a bit of a teensy bit of an oomph to it, I guess. I mean, is there anything I can notice about the sword? Like any kind of engravings, any names, letters?
It otherwise looks like a perfectly normal standard issue cavalry saber.
All right, then. I guess I'll sheath it and go into one of the more main rooms to see if anyone else is around and about.
I assume as you go into the drawing room, you'll see Jabril poking around the bookshelves.
Naked.
looking at Zance's assortment of erotica written in various languages, bound in gilded leather.
Does Jabril just come down naked? Like, is he that kind of new age cool about it?
Probably not naked, but not fully dressed.
Like with a towel wrap, or like the sheets wrapped around your waist?
Yeah, absolutely.
Morning, I see you are quite comfortable.
No, yes. As I was instructed to do so.
That's fair. What you looking at?
He has an interesting collection of erotica.
I see. Maybe I should leave you alone with that.
I
Not trying to join in on anything.
don't want to spend the blood point.
I like to imagine you pull out like a book that has like pull out art prints, and one of them is this Dream of the Fisherman's Wife.
Oh my. Yours.
I believe Betty Page would be a Toreador. Somebody would have embraced her. If the Nosferatu didn't get to her, because let's face it, some of those guys are pricks.
You're beautiful. I can't have that. It hurts my feelings.
Maybe that's what happened to Marilyn Monroe.
Could be.
She got the snip from Nosferatu.
Here we go. I think the first book you find, Xavier, is The Carnal Prayer Mat.
Oh my. Salacious.
Carnal prayer.
A work of ancient Chinese erotic fiction from the 17th century.
God, if you want to know the difference between like old school White Wolf and Onyx Path, just open a PDF. I opened V20, and V20 is so like, I don't want to say overproduced, because god damn it, it's a beautiful fucking book. But it takes so long for everything to like pop in. And then I opened LA by Night, which was a second edition White Wolf book when they had no fucking budget and everything just line art and just BAM! Xance, you are the next to awaken, and you awaken to a knocking at your bedroom door.
Would you like me to tell you the other rituals I wanted first?
Yeah, let's do that before I forget, because that is a thing that happens with me.
I have also selected Ritual of the Unearthed Fetter.
Ooh, that's a good one.
What does that do?
It allows me to find fetters.
Ah.
And what level is that?
That one is level 3.
And the fourth?
I picked the totally bitchin' sounding Bastone Diabolico.
Is that the one where you like silver some dude's fucking femur?
Yeah, and you can use it to beat ghosts to death again.
You gotta keep them in line.
Is that one 4?
Yes.
Sweet. Alright.
I figured I'd have a variety. But yes, Bastone Diabolico is the one where I have to cut out a living man's femur, and then dip it in lead, inscribe it with runes, and then beat him to death with it. And then I have a stick that does aggravated damage to ghost.
Now, does the stats of the femur change depending on how tall the person?
Just be like, I took this from the world's tallest man.
It's a
You're
great
still under the giant femur.
That's definitely a two-handed weapon at that point.
And can you cut it up into smaller bits and put it in a bullet?
I have no idea if that would work, but it is encased in lead. I do not know if you can use it to make little lead bullets instead.
I kind of like the idea of that working, I'm not gonna lie.
I need ghost bullets.
Or maybe if you like
You can
took fingertips and dipped them in lead and then cased them.
Just as a ghost comes out, it's like, I know your reputation, Byrick Ash. You sent me to the afterlife. I don't fear you anymore. Byrick pulls out the gun. Is like, that doesn't work on me anymore. Poof, poof, poof. Ghost starts bleeding.
I'm sorry.
So nice, I had to kill you twice.
Ooh.
Oh
Ooh.
no, we lost Josh.
No.
But I
Can you not hear me anymore?
I can
Oh,
hear
we can
you.
hear
I can't see
you. We're off video.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My video went out.
No, because we don't get to see John.
You.
That's weird. I think it's coming back.
I feel like this is the part of the horror movie right before the killer
There we go.
breaks in.
It did a quick cut like an hour ago. Like it cut out and just came up within like 5 seconds.
Also, Daestra wants to know Lavery's win.
Of ancient Chinese erotica? I mean, I guess I could. I'd have to do that for charity or something if I'm going to sit in front of a camera for 8 hours and read ancient Chinese erotica.
What charity?
In Chinese.
What? I guess any charity that would take me, because I know some charities are going to be like, we have an image to protect. Please don't give us your money from your live erotica readings. I don't know.
Come on, Yusef. You know you need it.
Human beings bother me, so I might just donate it to like the Humane Society or something.
God, what a wonderful direction to turn your misanthropy towards. I just hate human beings in general, like, to no purpose. I never thought of actually using it for a reason.
But yes, I believe you said there was a tapping at my chamber door.
Yes.
Dummy thick.
I like to imagine that Zan's, before he goes to bed, vampires, I'm assuming, don't move in their quote-unquote sleep.
No, you're torpid.
But I assume I like to dress myself for sleep, as I wear like a very luxurious smoking jacket and like velvet pants or something.
It's actually a super Ventrue thing to do. The more haughty clans will get in their nice pajamas and lay in bed and then just die for 16 hours.
Yeah, and so I will open my door.
Before you stands one of your mortal servants, trying his best to put on a veneer of professionalism, but you can see he seems a little frightened. Mr. Zantz, forgive the interruption. There's a phone call for you, and it seems rather urgent.
Who's calling?
He declined to say, sir, as he sort of proffers the phone on a platter.
Well, that's rude. I'll say you have my attention.
From the other end of the phone, a voice says, "Good evening, Mr. Zantz." I forget the voice I used for this guy. But behind him, there's a very faint cacophony of humans screaming in mortal terror. I fear you do not know me, but I am a friend. I am looking for Jabril.
Are you one of his buddies from the New Age Center?
You could say that.
He's going to ask who is calling upon him. I don't suppose I need your actual name, but perhaps a pseudonym that will suffice for him.
He will recognize me.
I'll just put the phone to my chest and be like, Jabril!
Jabril, you are being called from the upper levels of the estate.
I saunter on up in my time.
Somebody's on the phone for you. And they
So
said
here's
you
a real
will...
question. As you're ascending the stairs, does Klaus get a shot of the Jabril ass? Like, does the sheep just flutter in just the right way?
Let's find out.
Roll
Yes.
for modesty.
You
Yes,
may
you
call
do.
me... I love that you may call me Tim Line from the Holy Grail, just because he forgot his actual name, or the character's name.
There's someone called.
Yo,
Tim.
Klaus, pick-
Tim.
It's like, huh. Well, I know what that looks like now.
Do you have one of those, there's not enough madness in this world to make me forget some of the things I have to see?
This is one of the character changing moments.
I feel like it just gets added to the list at this point. It's like, this isn't the first body I've seen, let alone the first naked man's ass.
Just be like, things were better in the Great War. No.
Alright, so.
But if Klaus has a fancy to tinkle the ivories, I imagine Zantz has a Steinway in the drawing room.
Oh, for sure. That's warm up with some arpeggios and then just get right into it.
An Art Deco Steinway.
Art.
So probably cost me like a good $500,000 or something.
In old timey money, that's a lot.
Here we go. That's a good picture. It's not a Steinway, but that's what I imagine my piano looks like.
I'm assuming it's going in the Discord.
Oh yeah, put on pre-stream chat room.
Join the
Ooh.
Discord. You get to see the stuff that Josh posts. Sometimes it's porn.
I hate it.
Wait, you hate the amount of porn he puts?
No, the fucking piano.
Oh.
No, you don't like the way it looks?
No.
I'm not crazy about the banding on it, but I mean, it's not my piano, so. It did say
I
Art
imagine
Deco.
That looks
I
like
imagine-
something you would definitely have.
Except I imagine it's like in an orichalcum kind of green. Well, it's between that one and this one. When I looked up Art Deco pianos.
That one I appreciate much more.
Fancy.
Daddy's money. No. Zanne is a self-made man.
I mean, I think you stole most of Daddy's money, but you technically made yourself in stealing it.
Well, it was the way Daddy always said, if they're not smart enough to keep their money, they don't deserve to have it.
May I have manipulated the stock market and caused one of the greatest crashes in the 20th century in order to get my wealth? Yes. But I did do it myself. Yeah, I will put the phone. I won't hang up the phone, but I'll put it back in the servant's arms. I'm not going to hold up the phone like some kind of animal for Jabril as he's walking up the stairs. And I imagine when I see him with nothing but one of my bed sheets wrapped around him, I will say, I see that you saw fit to make good on my edict of making yourself comfortable.
But yes, of course.
Do you have one of my erotic texts under your arm?
No, I left that upstairs. Or downstairs. So yes, I will answer the phone.
Jabril, I see your endeavors with Mr. Zance are going well.
Who is this?
You would recognize Zahid's voice.
Ah, yes.
Excellent. I'm sorry to pry you away, but there appears to be some sort of disturbance, and those vagabonds that you have enlisted seem to have gotten themselves involved on our behalf. And again, behind the voice, you can hear just horrific screaming.
Well then. Well, what seems to be the trouble?
Someone made the fire dirty.
A vampire in Wassail, if I had to guess. He seems quite out of sorts. Should I leave you to attend to this, or would you like me to intercept?
No. I will go and what the issue is.
Very well. I will leave you to your devices, though I doubt you'd be able to extract any information from the thing.
I'll be there as soon as I can.
As soon as I can find my pants.
As soon as I can find my band.
Well, if you slept naked, I like to imagine the servants at this point will probably come up with your fresh pressed clothes,
Ah,
still warm from the laundry.
He just tosses the sheet aside and gets dressed in the middle of the hallway.
no, not an animal. I'll use a room.
The room that Zance is in.
No, it's gonna have a bullet hole in the shoulder, probably.
Dang it.
Unless they mended it for you,
I don't know.
or
how
probably
to-
just give you a new jacket.
I really just need like a whole line of armored clothing.
I think we're a couple of decades away from that kind of armor plating
Oh, yeah.
technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when we get to, what is it? When did they have that? Like around the 1990s or the 2000s, when you could get that kind of thing for a lot of money?
Like bulletproof vest?
No, like bulletproof clothing.
I mean, that's still kind of borderline experimental to this day.
But yes, it started in the 90s. Yeah.
I definitely imagine that's the kind of thing that could not easily be procured even in the 90s, even today. Yes, once he has taken the phone, I'll probably go back into my room and properly get dressed in my suit and tie.
All right. As you are dressing, Byrick Ash awakens. Byrick, where did you sleep last night? I like to imagine that somebody just woke up, like, with Carlo's head on his shoulder. Pushes him aside.
Dude is still unconscious from last night.
Oh, I know we're not getting the John Wick suits yet, Yusuf. But I'm wondering at what point in the Chronicle we would be able to get them.
I probably slept in one of the guest rooms.
And what do you do as you awaken?
Well, I of course get dressed, and then I go. I assume the living quarters are upstairs.
That's up to Josh, but more than
Yeah.
likely.
Then I will go downstairs and make some tea, despite knowing I can't drink it.
As you go downstairs, you pass Klaus.
Morning.
Greetings.
Do
Sleep
you
well?
recognize?
Oh, excuse me. Sleep well?
I did.
You're not the most talkative in the mornings, are you?
I'm not a morning.
Not a morning person.
Or early evening?
I haven't had my coffee yet.
Oh yes, caffeinated blood.
What you gotta do? You gotta make your ghoul drink the coffee, and then you drink the ghoul.
Byrick, perception alertness, please.
Oh Jesus. Perception. Alertness. Is this using my ear holes?
Yes.
Can my eavesdrop?
Let's call it
Special-
yes.
Okay.
Actually, this is almost specifically that.
I think it does Daestra. It works with other drugs. Caffeine's a drug. I'm assuming like it wouldn't work with something like sugar. I don't think you can get a sugar high off of somebody's blood, even if you're draining like a diabetic.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Beyond awesome. Your ears prick up. It's very faint, and in fact, you would need your trained ears even to hear it. But there's a set of footsteps, 2 sets in fact, coming down the hallway, and 2 very familiar voices. One is Virginia's, and she seems to be speaking in very deferential tones to somebody who you would recognize as Louis Fortier. The very distinctive French accent, sort of, I guess, hitting your ears in the right way that you're able to pick up that at the moment they're just exchanging pleasantries. And he apologizes for dropping in, but he thought the opportunity was quite urgent.
So, Mr. The Frenchman has arrived.
You're not going to speak to him in your Quebecois French.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Baguette.
Omelette.
Oh my
au
God.
fromage.
I would like a hamburger.
Now,
Did you hear Wilford Brimley died?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, the beat has finally got him.
Oh,
He survived a lot longer than anyone thought.
You might want to get tested, fam. That's great.
Klaus, you see Byrick react to something you can't quite perceive, although that's become fairly routine over the past night.
Am I like no chance in perception, right?
I'll give it to you, because they are getting closer.
All right.
You do... I won't even make you roll, but you do hear some footsteps and some voices approaching.
I ready my gun.
As you should.
Please don't shoot my ghoul.
It's all dependent on her choices.
The door to the room opens. Virginia steps through first, holding the door for Louis. Louis looks around, surprised. Ah. Merci, gentlemen. I did not realize Monsieur Zantz had company tonight. Am I interrupting?
Or sleepover.
No,
Where
we're
did
just
he
waking
say-
up.
Why did he say thank you?
Was that what I said? Never mind.
You merci is thank you.
Ah, I fucked up my French. Then he said, pardonnez-moi.
I thought you might have been thinking of like mon dieu, like my god.
No, I fucked up. It happens.
Oh,
I just don't know French.
See, I will fuck up left, right, and center, but I will at least have the pride to say that I admit when it happens.
I mean, I don't know French for shit, so I mean,
I feel like that's a pretty common thing to fuck up, so I'm still on the below average.
Yeah.
Monsieur Ash, how are you this evening?
I am well, and you?
He smiles ear to ear. It's almost unnerving.
Cock's second gun.
Better than I could have hoped for. And you, Monsieur... Don't believe we've met.
are you wanting to meet me?
do you want to know me, guy?
We
Speak
are
to
in
him
the
and-
same room. It appears I have little choice, does it not?
Speak to him in pure German, like, what do you want, frog?
Guten Tag.
Gute Nacht.
Lose any wars lately?
Oof.
That wouldn't be right, considering the last two wars I was involved with. Lost.
It's true.
It would be a funny moment to answer him in German, though.
Do
Just
it.
disdain.
You can get away with it. You're Melkate, Vien.
God, that's asking so much.
I believe it. Channel
I'm
the
gonna-
type.
Gonna butcher the shit out of it. I mean, hang on, I can do this. I'm gonna cheat. I'm sorry.
Well, you
I
cheat.
like Valernos's one. How's the Alsace Lorraine treating you?
Oh,
Well, you cheat.
Oh.
Louis will turn back to you. Monsieur Ash. He seems almost uncertain. Far be it for me to impose. Do you have plans tonight?
That depends on how long my plans take.
I do believe I could use well, should things come to it, I could use an attaché of your particular skill set. Would you be up to it? I'm more than certain I could find a way to adequately compensate.
I severely doubt you can. Have you heard about poutine?
Delicious. What is it you're asking of me?
A moment, if you please. It would be better to discuss the specifics with Monsieur Zance. Is he around, perchance?
I believe he's in the room above us. Let me grab my gun.
He falls. What does Klaus say to Louis since you looked it up?
I mean, I was just. Oh man, I feel so judged.
Kyle,
Doing it to myself.
Kyle,
chime with your Kaiser.
Kyle, I just fucked up a very common French word in front of the internet and everybody. You're cool. You gotta learn to roll with being a jackass sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, I can pronounce merci. Saying sentences in German that I don't know how to pronounce is a different story.
It's okay. We only have a couple of German fans.
Oh, great. Sorry, everyone in Germany.
How many French friends do you have?
We have at least one.
No, she doesn't like us anymore now because we don't play V5.
That's okay.
So
Well, you know what?
I get it.
That's your choice to make, and I completely understand.
Well, I don't know if
So-
she doesn't like us. I don't think she actively interacts with our content because, again, she prefers V5 over Old Vampire.
Each their own.
Wie geht es Ihnen heute Abend? I'm just gonna say it badly. Deal with it.
Der Beck ein Sturle Volkswagen!
Why? Why are you a Volkswagen?
Asking the real questions.
German transformer.
The German tongue is not a strong suit of mine. But yes, nice to meet you.
The perfect reply to that is, it should have been.
I'm assuming Jabril descends the stairs first,
Yes.
and you see the congregation going on as Louis sort of turns to the body of Carlo and jabs him with his cane. Is this one alright?
No.
I suppose we knew that's going in, didn't we?
Now, if you're asking if he's dead, the answer is also no.
Not yet. Fortunately.
But give it time. He
He
hasn't
had time to grow.
Jabril,
So,
what do you do?
I look down. Sir Gaultier.
I can, buddy. Absolutely. Sorry about that.
I wasn't expecting you this evening. Also wasn't expecting you to be here.
I'm not sure if I was or not, but the fates make fools of us all. Are you on your way out? Jabril, you could be useful tonight.
Unfortunately, I do have some errands to run. My home establishment requires my.
One of your settlements is in need.
Damn you, Garvey!
Just be like, my clan requires me to murder somebody. You know how it is.
Then I won't pretend to keep you, Monsieur Jabril. May you go safely tonight.
But of course.
As Jabril is making, right before Jabril leaves, in case he is needed, I'll say this is when Mark descends the staircase, and you can see, to your surprise, Louis and everyone gathered around him.
Ah, mon Dieu. Monsieur Fortier. How are you doing tonight?
Fantastic, Monsieur Zance, as you will yourself, I presume. Forgive me for stopping by uninvited. I would never pretend to do so were the situation not so... The word I gravitate towards is optimal.
Ah, well, consider it a second home, Fortier. Everybody else does.
Is there like a little edge to that comment?
A little bit.
Everyone else does.
I typically like to have breakfast alone.
By the way, the lovable pancake Mosky is Kyle. I don't know if I outed you on that. Did you like want to stay under the radar?
I mean, not really. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, always an archer is Xavier. Lovable pancake Mosky is Kyle, and I think everyone else is just kind of blatant. I do have my own Twitch channel, but I use the CAFCON one. If you see a Chaz LaBelle, it's also me. Monsieur Zance, is this somewhere we could speak without prying ears? I have invited Monsieur Ash to join me if it is does not bother you.
Well, I imagine I'm like halfway down the staircase. I'll beckon them to come back up to the drawing room upstairs.
Monsieur Ash, do you mind?
Very well.
Where do you lead them?
To the bathroom.
I'll say upstairs to a house that's not to a house, to a room that's somewhat in the center of the second floor.
You don't have a crazy rich man house within your house?
The other house is actually a decoy.
This house has a basement in the attic.
Well, I should have gotten that ritual that would have let me just, whenever people try to eavesdrop into a room, all they hear is ghost noises. But alas, we'll have to go to the room in the middle of the house where the least amount of people will disturb. I'll tell Virginia to ensure that none of the servants interrupt us.
Okay. Describe the room to me. What does it look like?
We have 4 walls.
I'll say it's the drawing room, so it probably has some. I'll say it has some modernist art in it that I've purchased, not necessarily because I care about art, but because of the value of having art in one's home to display a certain level of opulence. So I'll say there's a Frida Kahlo, there's a Diego Rivera, there's a other stuff from the 30s I'm trying to think of. I know these people's names, but they don't come to me right now. And I'll say it's a relatively richly adorned wooden room, probably a couple of bookshelves with things that are like ancient Roman, like the rise and fall of the Roman Empire and stuff like that you expect to find in a business mogul's room.
Do you have a Roman statuette?
Well, you probably just want to see a bust of Caesar or something like that, just to be a little ostentatious.
Ooh.
But is it painted?
No, I don't think we've rediscovered that yet at this point.
And we shouldn't have. They look so stupid that way.
But my immersion.
As the door closes behind you. Well, let's... So, Klaus, they've basically left you alone in the room. What do you wish to do?
Well, there's a passed out Carlo Martino.
Slap
You
him.
have company. Just get a bucket of warm water, stick his hand in his pants.
Did everyone go down?
Jabril's leaving. Mark and Byrick are heading up. So what are you doing?
Why not? We'll be either Snoopy or self-inviting, and I'm gonna go see what's going on with the freaky French guy. Or wherever Mark ran off to.
Mr. Klaus, was it? Says Virginia after giving explicit instructions for Mark not to be disturbed. Something
Well,
I can do for you.
I did specify don't let the servants interrupt.
Okay, so you didn't. How do you think she would take that? It's your ghoul.
I imagine she assumed that anybody vampirish is somebody of somewhat importance, at least.
Okay. If that is how Mark Zantz instructs his servants, then she will not interrupt you.
Then I will give a polite nod and just walk past her. It's like he doesn't want to be disturbed. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
I'm not disturbing.
I am not down with the sickness.
So what do you do as you get there? Are you listening outside the door, peeking through the keyhole? Are you obfuscated currently?
No, I'm not obfuscated. I'm just give a couple. Do that parent knock. Like you knock twice and just open the door. It's like, hello.
Hey, kiddo.
It's like, why'd
I'm
you knock?
valuing your privacy by knocking, and then completely ignoring it by busting in anyways.
Exactly that.
I love Fairly Odd Parents.
Are you
Alright.
winning, son?
As the door swings shut, Louis will sort of go up to the Frida Kahlo, begin appraising it, and as soon as he opens his mouth to speak, knock knock, and Klaus comes swinging in.
What fun are we up to in here?
You can see an expression on Louis's face as though he's trying to be polite, though thoroughly disturbed.
Come now, you must be used to the Germans just barging in by now.
Ho, ho, ho.
He'll sort of look over to you, Mark. This is your house, after all.
I would say, forgive his manners, but he is currently a member of my coterie.
Currently.
Probationary member.
He has been rather helpful the past night.
If you believe he can be trusted, I have no reason to contradict. Shut the door, Mr. Klaus.
Sure.
Mr. Zant's different coteries handle things different ways. How much does yours know about, shall we say, our designs for the city, our ideals?
I've been relatively transparent about everything. I try not to lie to people.
Because lying's wrong.
Although how much of the truth I choose to divulge, I keep to my discretion.
Lying is unfortunately useful for those of our kind, Monsieur Zantz. Truth be told, I'm surprised you've kept to a sense of honor as long as you have. I can only hope you can maintain it.
It's only been about 50 years.
Give me another century. I'll-
Have any of you listened to the radio today?
Never figure out how to work the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna check my watch. I'm like, not in the last hour.
The voice in that box lies.
I'm afraid I haven't had a chance to listen in yet.
Very well, I will fill you in. Monsieur Zantz, you remember our previous conversation, yes?
Yes, I recall.
The Anarch gang leader, the Rake, the one that met his unfortunate end the other night.
I believe that was Jabril's doing.
Then we will have to congratulate him. It is as I predicted. Downtown is more or less in flames, though I have not seen such exquisite work since our friend Fierro was in town.
I'm surprised Seattle's not on fire right now, to be quite honest. Was it Seattle you went to, or yeah, I think we said Seattle or San Francisco.
In the game or in the world?
In game, at the end when he was leaving.
Gotcha.
We sent him somewhere nearby. And I'm pretty sure the city started with an S.
San Francisco.
The gangs are battling, trying to fill the power vacuum. It has, what is the word? Splintered. And it's spilling over into the domains of several vampires. I believe our opportunity has presented itself, no?
I believe so.
It's time to meet with Monsieur McNeil and attempt to get him to see our point of view.
With Dominate 5.
Now, Monsieur Ash, I'm sure you can imagine there's a reason I've asked you here.
I assume it has to do with my reputation of being a fantastic negotiator.
But
McNeil is an honorable man and a friend of mine. I wish him no ill, it must be understood. But I have little faith in his way of doing things. This is how we arrived at the situation we are now. I ask it only as an extreme last resort, but for the good of our kind and the good of our city. If McNeil refuses to some sort of concession, it may be regrettably necessary to sanction him. And for a warrior of McNeil's stature, it would be regrettably necessary to have on hand a gifted sanctioner. I trust I am
believe you.
understood.
I believe you're a little mistaken, Fortier. Byrick is a scholar, not a fighter.
Mental soul.
But of course, Monsieur Ash, assuming that this work would appeal to you, and with the caveat that this is merely an extreme last resorts, and that with any luck your services will not be needed tonight, what could I offer you that you would consider adequate compensation?
I desire to.
Where was that mission I visited the previous night, or the night before the previous night?
I think it's on the outskirts of the city. I would have to double check, but it's sort of out there away from the city proper. It's where it's the old mission where the original colonists sort of set up shop.
Is that in anyone's territory?
Not currently, I don't believe. Actually.
Oh.
Although territory is kind of a wishy-washy thing at the moment.
Ooh, are you gonna ask him to back up your claim of domain over the Spanish mission?
No. I want that. I would like this territory to be known permanently as neutral ground, and that no one without permission may enter it.
The mission. Far be it for me to pry, but why does that interest you?
Scholarly pursuits.
As I said.
Fair answer. Who'd we lose?
X.
It had to happen. Had to happen, didn't it?
I'm back.
I have no issue with this, Monsieur Zantz, but it is incumbent upon me to inform you I am not a prince. I believe that territory has already been claimed by one of our kind.
And who might that be?
I have not met him myself. I have heard rumors that he is of the bloodline of the La Sombra. I did not know there were any in the movement.
Hmm. Then I retract my request.
Help me kill the listen.
I feel as though I should ruminate upon what I should request.
Very well. I see this as no issues, though if we are to capitalize on the timing, we have very little time to get ready. I suppose I should ask, are there any objections? You, my eager German friend, have been very quiet.
I've been known to. I'm cheeky, but I don't like to totally interrupt people.
Now, you will, of course, recognize that this mission outlined for you does pretty solidly line up with what Herr Schroeder wanted of you.
Yeah, I'm all for helping out the coterie, so I've no objections.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. Byrick can call for a boon from Louis. Now, technically, they would have to agree on what kind of boon it is. Major, minor, life. But beyond that,
How bad do you want?
I will shoot McNeil for you. For a life boon.
boon for boon. I feel like that sounds like a Carlo thing.
Cool. That's very much a Carlo thing.
You see,
He's just like-
if that woman overtakes his soul, she has to succumb to various fits of patheticness.
So I'm saying, man, like no one comes out of that not scarred.
The Martino.
Xavier, have you spoken to Bob lately?
Not recently.
Just look, I asked him one time and he never wrote me back. So I'm assuming either like the request offended him or he doesn't want to deal with me. Ask him if he's just willing to come on once for a guest star. Just reprise the old role for one episode. Everybody misses him. I miss him.
I think Tom's actually spoken to him more recently.
Oh, I just assume you had a closer connection, but I mean, Tom, anyone
I mean,
who wants to...
He is physically down the street from me.
Go to his house right now.
Pop, what the?
Oh, Xavier's closest to him, I think.
Xavier's absolutely closest.
All right, with that, I'm going to call that a session. So, you guys know what happens? Let's start the vote. While we get into that, though, let me get into the comment votes, which I did not do last week because I did not have them all uploaded. So I believe I owe you guys 11 and 12. Did I do 10? Does anybody remember if I did 10?
I think you did that.
Okay.
Well, let's watch the VOD from 2 weeks ago just to make sure. All the way through.
So while I am on about this, social media, it's a thing that you should follow us on because our schedule sucks, is totally erratic, and that's really the best way to know what we're going to be streaming and when. We have a Patreon if you really, really like what we do. It's not super necessary, but it does help us do stuff like get equipment and pay for our SoundCloud and get books, and we back Kickstarters with it. Join the Discord because the Discord is great, and we have a lot of great people, and we totally don't deserve any of these awesome people. They're all amazing. I owe them episode 11 and episode 12.
11 and 12.
Okay, LARP Crafter says, Mark Zantz, you beast of a Ventru. I should just read off all of the comments because the people that comment don't get enough credit sometimes. I might curtail that practice if it starts getting a little wacky, but yeah. Mark Zantz, you beast of a Ventru, love the one-upping the Giovanni. This section was to catch up for me and got me through over 100 miles on the road back home.
Damn.
JCL 300, our most recent patron, says, great episode, can't wait for the ensuing chaos next episode. And
There it was.
Huh?
There was the chaos.
A smidge.
Well, no, this is episode 11, so he was looking for 12. Okay, and Tenkin says, gonna watch when my vampire session ends in a bit. By the way, did anyone notice that Adam looks like the author of Aragon, Christopher Paolini? Holy shit, now that he mentions it, I can't unsee it. Christopher Paolini absolutely looks like Adam.
We get to talk about that.
Not the other way around.
Nobody voted, but I'm gonna call that one a vote for Mark Zantz because you got called out specifically. You guys, vote. So if you don't know our custom, we allow all of our audience to vote and give 1 bonus XP to anybody for any reason. But we do give a reason because it makes people feel good.
Oh my god. Adam does look a lot like Turd.
Yeah.
It is a little, yeah, I can see it.
Okay, for episode 12.
One, but I can see that.
Ricardo Villafana says, work keeps making me miss these on Twitch. At least I can stay kept up here. Enjoying the shenanigans, guys. If it's not too late to vote for Adam, it's not. As I find it hilarious for Carlos Martino to be Zantz's Manchurian candidate amongst the Giovanni clan. Vasil votes for Adam because of seduction. Anon C9, Carlo's on that liquid confidence. Klaus is watching Aventru and Giovanni talk to themselves because he doesn't have ghost sight. Also, Carlo needs that XP because of the seduction play. We of Clan Hikata smile upon the blundering necromancer that is Carlo Martino. And Lore by Night, which Lore by Night, by the way, is an awesome dude. We've interacted a couple times on Twitter. He runs I believe it's a podcast that does a lot of like lore and deep dives into VTM lore. So good guy, check out his stuff.
His YouTube is dope.
Oh, have you found it?
Yeah,
like, just organically.
He posted something in pre-stream chat, and I like watched like 4 or 5 episodes like just back to back because he just sucked me in. It was great.
Awesome. There you go. I'm sorry, I still haven't actually watched any of your stuff, Lore, but you're a good dude personally.
He's the British chap, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lore by Night's vote goes to Kyle for being the most patient and surprisingly potent of wingmen to the lovable idiot that is Carlo. Best use of dementation I have ever seen. Chef's kiss.
Oh.
All right, Adam, you win the vote for episode 12, so go ahead and mark down an XP.
That means so much to me, considering how much that guy has researched this entire like world.
I suck at the Discord. You know, I'm just a shitty person that can't manage time. That's all there is to it. Okay, so let's get the vote going for this. Let's see. Valernos votes for Klaus for attempting to diss the Frenchman in German, plus making the smart move for hiding from the zombie horde. 1 for Klaus.
Oh, I'm gonna work on my German. Doing it for you guys.
Eric votes for Jabril for erotic. Zantz for maximum venturing. Not wrong. Yeah, I know. I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying. Like I said, I'm just fucked several ways from Sunday. All right, let's get you guys going. Josh, where's your vote going?
I think I'll give it to Jabril this time. He did make me laugh with his nude night in my house.
Kyle?
I am going to have to give it to Mr. Byrick because the continuous use of like over the top manners came up a lot, and every time he was just like right on it with his like sticking to character every single time. I don't know. I'm just always impressed by it.
Arigato.
Hey, there it is again.
There's times when I legitimately, because I see like the dabbing Waluigi, and it just draws my attention so much. I've legitimately turned to it several times, expecting to address Adam, and I have to go. Oh wait, he's not here. Xavier, where's the vote going?
I will also give it to Ash for ending that zombie encounter almost immediately.
Yes. The obliterating, 6-7 zombies at once is also pretty great.
Which is the second time he's done that this chronicle.
Jeez.
I've killed zombies before?
No, but you did just take out like 7 dudes.
Didn't he
Huh.
kill zombies in the sewers with that?
I think that was Jabril.
That was the real that snake one. That snake.
Oh
vampire.
yeah, I ate him.
Do you not have access to some kind of necromancy because of that?
I do, however, I cannot learn it because I have magic. However, I found out I can learn thaumaturgical counter magic.
I was about, or did you take Serpentis instead?
Oh, I don't think I have that.
I have access to Serpentis.
I need
Alright.
to catch up with these stupid disciplines.
Tom, where's your vote going?
My vote is going towards Christopher Polini.
I legitimately enjoyed Aragon in high school. I haven't read it in a very long
That's
time.
next time you should put that for Adam's photo when he doesn't show up. Just put Christopher Paolini.
Oh my god, please.
That's kind of wonderful.
Just a side by side, and then Waluigi as the third face. Just boom, boom, boom.
The many faces of Adam. No, Daestra, he's had powers over time and space before. They're completely useless.
He'll never figure out how to use them.
Where's the actual vote going, Tom?
Hmm. Ha ha ha. You know what? I will give it to Klaus for the remark about the invading or the interrupting Germans.
Okay.
Hey.
We currently have a 3-way tie between Klaus, Jabril, and Byrick.
Ooh,
I need a vote. Yusuf, I don't think you voted yet. Unless you just want to give everybody the
son
vote.
of a bitch.
Give it to Mark. Make it a 4-way tie.
Klaus.
Klaus,
All right, Klaus, you get the XP
Expect.
tonight, but do tell. Really digging his addition to the team. You know what? Kyle himself is just a treasure, and your presence as part of CAFCON has been long overdue.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, don't make this gay.
Thanks, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh,
feeling.
beer
Yeah.
pong, steak.
Hand holding with your bro. I mean,
Bro jobs.
That is entirely up to Josh. I don't know what you're thinking of doing for HLC. I think as far along as COVID persists, it's just you and Anai, right?
Basically for right now. And I've been pretty busy with work, so I haven't been able to do it. Thankfully, the hell weeks of overtime should be abating somewhat.
Well, let's hope so. For you and Adam both, because we miss him. He's currently passed out on the couch, and I'm legitimately wondering if this chronicle is going to end with him just being weekend at Bernie's for like 10 years.
Hopefully that's a good night or a good morning for all of you.
I don't think Tom hasn't landed a joke.
What now?
Yusuf said you haven't landed a joke in like a month. I don't think that's true.
Oh no, I get it. Yusuf's on the I hate Tom train again.
You gotta win him back, Tom.
just needs to make a stop at the next station.
Tom, you're a legitimately good person, and I don't think you've ever gotten enough credit for that.
Nah.
No, you're actually pretty fucking dope.
Accept our love.
Anyway,
Porfa,
anybody else have anything they want to say before I end this?
Well, we should probably actually start, doing the Twitch thing of rating other channels when we sign off.
Ooh, that's a good one. I usually don't have my Twitch open. But sure, we can do that. Who do we want to raid? Do we want to raid Onyx Path? They could use the viewers.
I don't think they're online right now.
Send everybody to an empty screen.
I mean, that's.
I think we are the only people streaming Vampire right now. Yeah.
We absolutely are.
Alright, somebody in the chat, start something right now.
There's a lot of people streaming D&D.
Who's streaming World of Darkness?
There's no one.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so we are currently the #1 Wednesday night World of Darkness stream with 12 viewers.
Hell yeah.
It's so hard being on top.
Right place, right time.
Adam Conover is online.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I must be getting to bed. Good night to all of you.
Good night, buddy. Thanks for being here.
Goodbye.
Night, Joe.
Oof. There we go. How do I see other channels?
Browse.
Oh, I guess that'll do it, won't it? Oh, that's why I'm browsing Vampire the Masquerade. We went up 2 viewers. We got 2 more people since we signed off.
Nice.
All right, listen, new viewers. If you know of anybody else you want to raid, let me know. All the people I really like are offline at the moment.
Who wants to see some Fall Guys? Fuck, I'm hungry.
I am too.
You should
I will.
eat food.
Oh man, here's this Korean streamer who's doing some sort of tabletop RPG. I can't read it. Shall we rate him?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, what was the actual XP for the session?
I'm fucking down. It was Kyle.
No, what was the amount?
Yeah, the
Oh.
what?
Oh,
What was
fuck
the-
me! I didn't award XP. You guys can have 2.
We just like talking to everybody too much.
It's like, oh shit, that's right. Actual XP.
God damn it. Fucking Twitch.
Yeah.
Tom, are
More
you signed
XP.
into the CAFCON account right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just let you decide who to send it to. But I do agree that rating is a good idea.
Aw. Thanks, Zance. Or not Eric. Fuck. This game is in my brain,
Vance gets in everyone's brain.
right? It's the whole point. It's just another voice, man.
Alright, I'm ready to raid.
Okay, let's do it.
Start the raid.
Shadow
Wait, did someone say raid Shadow Legends?
Who did you send us to?
DPSXMFL020.
Alright.
Okay, I guess that's it for us. So,
Yeah.
bye guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.